Japan, the mecca for all content creators everywhere. The place where every YouTuber wants to be laid to rest. Save me a plot, would you? I went to Japan recently, not to see the temples, not to eat the incredible food, not to experience the culture. No. I went there for one thing and one thing only. The Japanese convenience stores. Family Mart, 7-Eleven, Lawson. I wanted to experience the highest evolutionary form of convenience. You see, in America, the sort of vibe you get from convenience stores is kind of similar to a hospital. You avoid going there. But in Japan, convenience stores are like the lifeblood, the heartbeat, the nourishment of the whole dang country. So I went to Japan to experience a Family Mart just so I can come back to the US and compare it to an American 7-Eleven. I wanted to find out which one was truly the most convenient. It's the only reason why I went there. See what I do for you guys? All right, so let's go in. Whoa there, buddy. Slow down. Before you go into a convenience store, we have to learn about the history of convenience. In 1927, convenience was birthed in a little town we like to call Dallas, Texas, USA, baby. Let's go. The world before 1927 was a world without convenience. Then there came an absolute visionary of a man who ran a humble ice block store. His name was John Jefferson Green. Wow, that is one American name. Yeah, can I have 4 extra pumps of America in this name, please? Thanks. The god of convenience impregnated his mind with an idea that would change the course of history forever. He thought to himself, what if I sell milk and eggs in my own ice block store? We can call it convenience. Well, if I'm gonna buy ice, I might as well grab 3 eggs while I'm at it. That seems convenient. What is this word? I've never heard this word before. Did it ever exist before 1927? I don't think so. Boom. Convenience was born. Changed the course of history forever in the name of convenience. Never again the same. Not ever. While there is much debate about which C-store is the best in Japan, honestly, my favorite is Family Mart. The design is simple, it's clean, I love the color palette, and it's family-oriented. And unlike 7-Eleven and Lawson, Family Mart is Japanese, born and raised. Trying to get a little bit of that pure Japanese convenience store. Time to step inside. I just want to stop us right here real quick. I want you to notice how clean it is in here. It's well lit, it's bright. They're not hiding anything here in Family Mart. There's no bugs crawling out from under the shelves or anything. There's no scuff marks on the ground from people just, Beautiful presentation, top notch. As you can see right here, this is the cup noodle aisle. A whole aisle dedicated to cup noodles of every variation, every kind. Boom, right there at the end of the aisle, rice balls. If you're not familiar, they're pretty much like the sandwich of Japan. They got your grains, they got your greens, and then they got some sort of little filling inside, sometimes it's salty seaweed, sometimes it's pickled plum. Sometimes it's like a baby bird or something. We turned left and we're rounding the corner. Boom. That's when you see it. The alcohol section. Now, the interesting thing about Japanese convenience stores is they have a very unique kind of alcohol packaging. The juice box. Usually only reserved for child drinks. This one is not, in fact, a child drink. And then we got to go down the chip aisle. Honestly, Japan has a pretty good array of chips. While most of their potato chips end up being Pringle-like, which is not something I really care for at all, they do have a lot of interesting flavors. But here I was trying to look for something a little bit more unique, something a little bit more, than the average run-of-the-mill potato chip. That's when I spotted these guys. I think maybe like gochujang fried chicken flavor or something. Even had like a little old lady graphic on it. I don't know what that means, but seems delicious. And now I think no meal is really finished or rounded out until you get a candy with it. Japanese candy is so important, okay? So now it's time to purchase my well-rounded meal. You slap those bad boys down and look at that. Right next to the cashier, you got the latest volume of One Piece. What portal into heaven did I enter? But it's 480 yen. Do you even want to take a guess at how much that is in USD? $3.07. $3.07. Do you know how much the latest volume of One Piece is in the States? $12 friggin' dollars. I don't even want to tell you how frighteningly upsetting this is that I don't know how to read Japanese. Otherwise, I'd be saving hundreds of dollars. And I just want you to spy on the price there. 681 yen. You want to know how much that comes out to? Let me do the little calculations here. $4.36. I cannot tell you how much genuine pain genuine pain this causes me. I was living in a freaking fantasy land when I was there. So I grabbed my haul and carried it right outside of the store, just kind of onto the curb in the darkness. There wasn't really any seating anywhere, so I decided to just eat on the curb like a delinquent. First thing I had to try were the chips. They were like these little spicy fry kind of chips, and honestly, these things were fire. Believe me, I know a thing or two about fire. I wasn't even just talking about the spice level, but these things were delicious. They really did kind of have that sort of like spicy fried chicken flavor to them. They were awesome. Next, you gotta open up the rice ball. Onigiri. I just want to take this moment and apologize for this like distant footage of me just like eating these snacks in the darkness like a hooligan. Next up, juice box time, complete with its very own extendable straw. Mr. Sake had to ask, why can't adults enjoy juice boxes? Why are adults not allowed to sip sake out of a juice box like an adult man, baby, child? Yeah, man, I know that this doesn't look like much, but I cannot tell you how just genuinely elated I was at just eating snacks in Japan, paying the amount that I did for how delicious it was. It was honestly sad. It makes my heart sad that I don't have access to this. Last up, you got the grape gummies. I mean, come on. It's Japanese candy. What am I supposed to tell you at this point? They were amazing. But one thing you didn't even see in this video, the thing that might even be the most iconic of them all, is that Family Mart has their own clothing line, oftentimes in their own store, which of course I had to get some. Family Mart socks. They have their own socks. You better believe I grabbed a couple pairs of these bad boys. Incredible. Convenience stores started to evolve, adding gas stations and even more grocery items into the mix. Over the next decade and a half, these temples worshiping the gods of convenience would start sprouting up more and more, especially as the idea of suburbs began to take shape in the 1950s. John Made in America Jefferson Green stores eventually were named 7-Eleven due to the fact that they extended their hours between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m., the most convenient hours of the day. 7-Eleven grew tremendously over the 60s and 70s, but then tragedy strikes in the 1980s. Now, with overwhelming competition, 7-Eleven was in a lot of debt and eventually had to file for bankruptcy. They sold to Ito Yokota, a Japanese grocery store company, as well as 7-Eleven Japan. These two companies would then control 70% of the 7-Eleven brand. John Thomas Jefferson Green's monuments to convenience were overthrown. But it was not for nothing. John Thomas Jefferson Washington Green walked so that Japanese convenience stores could run. So here we are at the local 7-Eleven right off the freeway, so you know that it's a prime location. You might be wondering why I'm dressed so professionally, and that's two reasons. First of all, this is an American establishment, okay? Show some freaking respect. Second of all, I am on my lunch break because I work for corporate America. Let's head inside. And this is it, the first look. Now I want you to notice, in contrast to the Family Mart, 7-Eleven has kind of a stale yellow lighting to it, a little bit like coffee-stained teeth, you know? I make my first left turn, and I notice immediately just like these really kitschy and random items. Stuffed animals, I think face masks with like skull printing, flame prints on them, cowboy hats with American stars, dog food. They're pandering to somebody here. I don't know who it is, but they're really selling to a certain niche. And then one important thing that I spotted is this little clock here. Oh, thank heaven, it's 7-Eleven. Didn't realize you'd be on 7-Eleven time when you stepped into one of these locations now, did ya? It was actually like 12:30. Now over here, you have some actual food. You got some hot dogs rolling on the little broly things. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, it was not in the cards for me to get these. I know it probably would have been good to try for science, but here's the thing, I was on my lunch break, I didn't want to die before I got back to the office. I thought maybe a prepackaged thing might be the safer option. Maybe. Of course, you had your sandwiches, your heat up burrito kind of deals, a couple subs down there. I don't know. Whenever I see a sub like that wrapped in plastic, in my head, I just feel like it's going to be very moist and damp. Now, one interesting and very unique thing that I noticed here, the big bags. The big bags, big liters. If there's one thing to be said about America, it's that we go big. We go unhealthy. And that's when I laid eyes upon it. Flaming hot cheddar and sour cream Ruffles. Listen, I know the cheddar sour cream flavor of Ruffles is very polarizing. I get that. I am so severely addicted to them. And to see that they had flaming hot versions of them, America, you've done it this time. There's no way in HELL double hockey sticks that I would leave this bag of Ruffles behind. Now, here is probably the most important thing of the American 7-Eleven that I can speak to. Slurpees. I don't know about you. I don't know what your thing was, but when I was in high school, the Slurpee game at 7-Eleven was huge. They were all about selling you these gigantic, just absolutely abhorrently gigantic Slurpees for like $1 or something. And they were so good. And then the crazy thing is because you really can't iterate on a Slurpee all that much, they would up the straw game. They had metal straws. They had straws that had sour sugar embedded inside of it. So then when you slurped it, it turned it sour. But that definitely just brought me back to a time in which that I actually went to 7-Eleven more than any other period in my life. So it's definitely pretty nostalgic checking that out again. Well, by then I had rounded out my order and I blew out of there. Time for my 7-Eleven haul, guys. I bought these flamin' hot cheddar and sour cream Ruffles. I also just got like a 7-Eleven brand turkey club sandwich. I wanted to try something from the establishment itself, something that it birthed from its loins. And then lastly, I had to try this little 7-Eleven brand Rice Krispie treat dessert. This right here is a lunch of a true American, a convenient American. I gotta try these first. Oh, dude. As I do this food review in the car, I gotta channel Review Bra. Make sure I make him proud. These are amazing. Say less. All right, it's time to bust open the sandwich and see how this goes. Take that, slap it on there, boom. See out the back, you can see a little piece of bacon there, kind of like a rat tail. 7-Eleven turkey club sandwich going in. I'm just gonna pop in right here just to take a moment and apologize for how depressing this scene is. I'm just like eating a sad sandwich in the car while it's raining. I know this looks bad, but I'm okay. I want to let you know right now that I'm doing okay. I do miss Japan, and it hurts a lot. It makes me sad, but I am actually okay. Coming close, here's my thoughts. Is the sandwich better than what I could have made at home? Not really. There's a pretty hefty layer of meat on it, which I guess is good and filling, if you just need a quick bite on a road trip or something. There was like one little piece of bacon on it, and it did not taste good. It was just kind of like the chemical extract flavor of what bacon might be. I don't even want to know how many carcinogens I just ingested. All right, lastly, we're gonna try the Rice Krispie treat to cap off this convenient meal. Woo! Oh my gosh, that smells like it smells like a fruit flavored hand soap. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It does exactly what it says. It's like a Rice Krispie treat with Fruity Pebbles. Here's the thing. In the name of convenience, was 7-Eleven convenient? Yeah, sure. But what you are paying for in convenience, you are really paying for. I mean, yeah, I got a bigger bag of chips. It's not like one of those tiny napkin-sized ones, but I paid $15 for all that. That's crazy. Burgers at breweries these days are very expensive, but even then, I could get one under $15 somewhere, which is nuts. So here, you are really paying that extra dollar for convenience. And if you need convenience that much, you need to optimize the time in your life, your day-to-day. Get off your lunch break, go straight to the 7-Eleven so you can just pound food and then go right back in. Maybe this is your option for you, but you're gonna be paying, a good portion of your salary, just for that lunch. I just need to hit a couple of these bad boys. These are insane. Okay, no more. Now, we must ask ourselves, which convenience store is the most convenient? Which one is the true image in which the gods of convenience intended it for mankind? And to answer that, I think we need to consider the difference in infrastructure between Japan and America, right? Japan is often extremely walkable and has an incredible network of trains that can get you from one end of the city to the other. They are pedestrian oriented. Most cities in America are really not pedestrian friendly. We build highways and roads that often stamp out a lot of third spaces that people could walk to commune together. America, hands down, prioritizes automobiles over pedestrians. So each convenience store has to be convenient in its respective infrastructure. Japanese C-stores are literally everywhere. They're honestly like the Starbucks of Japan. And they not only have like food and snacks and stuff to have on the go, but they also have ATMs, currency exchanges, even Xerox and printing machines, which is extremely convenient considering that a lot of these people passing by are businessmen and women who might need to print something out and take it to the office. That is extremely convenient. And in my experience as an American, I feel like American C-stores are the most convenient when you're driving long distances somewhere. Really, the only time I'm going into an American C-store is when I'm on a road trip and I need a gas up, I need a guzzle up, I need to pee, and I also need a snack up. I mean, other than that, I have no need or desire to go into an American C-store. But I don't know, perhaps you could say that each one is equally convenient in their respective cultures. But if I were to choose one, I would be choosing Family Mart 10 out of 10 times, man. And why? Because they're just so dang fun. Dude, I can't tell you that dopamine hit I would get every single time I pop into one of these guys and I look around and I look for their array of snacks, see if they have the gummies that I like. I found these incredible gummies. They're like little gummy strips, mango, pineapple, and coconut flavored. They were insane. This was my little travel bag while I was there, and I swear every single time I went in, I just stocked up on these guys. Japanese convenience stores was so fun for me because it was almost like going to a thrift store. You never know what they're gonna have, but there might just be that one golden item that you have to get over and over again. I love Japanese convenience stores because they are genuinely fun and quality. And having fun while stopping to spend money, that is convenient. That is why Family Mart is the most convenient. And it was so much cheaper and more delicious, and they sell clothing. Just go to Family Mart. Go to Family Mart. Hey everyone, hope this video was convenient for all of you. I had a great time eating food in the car by myself in the rain. Let me know if I should review food or if this channel should just turn into a car mukbang channel. You'd watch that, right, Shimizu? Oh my gosh, Shimizu, you kill me, dude. Oh, you kill me. Thanks for watching, everyone. And hey, for all you real mollusks out there, thank you so much for getting me to 10K subs. I cannot believe it. I'm gonna say more in a separate Q&A video that I'm planning pretty soon, hopefully. But I just wanted to thank you here and now while it's most convenient. All right, thanks for coming, everyone.